Hello everyone, guess what day it is? Saturday again, and again I am in the kitchen. Seems to be a trend. Last week I did the mock pineapple, if you remember. And if you also remember, I showed you my big basket of apples that I got from my tree. And so some of the apples were rather small. I had eaten most of the bigger ones and they were good. And so I decided that I need to do something with these apples. I can't just let them sit there. They're really too small to peel. So I decided to make apple jelly. So I am right in the midst of everything. I will show you what I did. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is my mess. As you can see, my kitchen is a mess. But I am in the midst of making apple jelly. So I cut up all my apples and I put them in my Instapot because the recipe that I found was to boil them on the stove for hours and hours and hours until they got very, very mushy. So this is the pot with my Instapot. I think it's the 8-quart one. Anyway, I had that one full and cover it with water, and I put it on pressure cook for an hour. And then what you get is this very mushy consistency. This is a full pot of apples, and this is what it boils down to. And then you let it strain and you get the juice. The juice is what you needed. So I've taken my juice, I've measured it, and I've put it in another pot, which is that one I just have in the sink to wash. And I put it in that pot, and what I ended up with, I added a teaspoon of lemon juice for every cup of juice that I had. And I ended up with 16, that Instapot full yielded 16 cups. Then, because everybody in my family happens to be diabetic, or a lot of them, I use this no sugar pectin. And there's actually a recipe there for what to use for apple jelly, cooked apple jelly. So I cooked it on the stove. You add 1 package of this for every 4 cups of juice, and your lemon juice we added. And then you boil it for a couple of minutes. The directions are all in there. You boil it for a couple of minutes, and then you add sugar to taste. But I added Splenda. So right now I have 6. I have 7 500 ml jars of apple jelly in my Instapot, which reminds me I need more water to cover the jars. They're hardly covered enough. And I have that on right now, starting to boil. And I'm going to do a water bath for about 10 minutes because it's the bigger jars. So a water bath for 10 minutes to make it shelf stable and safe. So this is the jar I had left over. So this one will go in the fridge just to see if it sets up. I'm thinking it will because it's already set up on the counter. And this one is still pretty hot. So it's not set up yet. And it is not clear because in order to get the clear, you have to let this drain in a cheesecloth for 24 hours. Well, I don't have that patience. So I pressed it out. And when I pressed it out, of course, it's going to get cloudy because some of the juice and the goodness of the apples, let's call it, comes through. But if you let it drain, you'll have a clear liquid. So my jelly will not be clear. As you can see, it's got some little tiny, tiny pieces of apple in it, which is fine by me. I don't mind. And it's got a nice red color, actually, which I'm surprised because I didn't have a lot of red apples. Yeah, so I was kind of surprised by that. So that's what I'm up to today. I could not let all of those beautiful apples go to waste. So I decided to show you what I made. I made apple jelly. And I got 7 big bottles of apple jelly from the apples that I had on my tree. That's awesome. Who knew? And I ate most of the big ones. So that's pretty cool. And this will be diabetic friendly apple jelly because it's made with Splenda. And no sugar pectin. So very little Splenda goes in it. I think I put maybe a cup, which will be in 8 jars. And that's not too bad. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, all the recipes are in the Bernardin no sugar pectin box. That's all for me, folks. Take care. Have a great day. And who knows where I'll be next week? Probably back in the kitchen. That seems to be where I spend my time, this time of the year especially. Okay, that's all for now. Bye-bye.